Speaker, I don't think they've done a thing yet.
You got that? I like what we see at the summer show.
Yeah.
They haven't started yet.
Yeah,
It's way out.
I done a job out that way. It's
They're doing the one at the gym.
big time
Just getting him done.
construction.
Let me see. Now, he might be right there. He's working.
There's that one.
Rest of your life.
Approval is at the signer and electric secretary flex fly.
On the old lady. Some bus you could leave that alone.
Or Grady Scott does, is it concrete?
Flex fly.
We used to have a lease for them out there one time for all these. They never even kept it.
Never did.
They did?
Take our concrete.
They did everywhere around.
I think that's what I was like. I'll get his number small.
Did you like it? Picture of double Marty's.
I love the Marty.
That's fine, we'll put it out that way.
When I went to the Southern States yesterday, I had to, and
He was there.
the boy that works there had been putting Marty Jr.'s names on my bill. I was always paid cash, but he's getting a patronage refund. So I went in there yesterday and I showed him. I said, "Look, now there's both of us together. Just remember which one's which."
Does he give you a little extra?
No.
When he,
No.
he don't compensate you, huh? 9 o'clock.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Earl.
I'm just concerned, is everybody coming to the open ceremonies this afternoon? I just feel like I need to be.
Okay, guys, everybody here?
I mean, believe me, I don't,
Everybody?
it's not on the top of my list, but
Okay. Crowd, we had a huge crowd. Special cause. Special cause, what it is. Okay. Okay, we need to call this meeting to order. Barren County Fiscal Court Special Call Meeting, September the 7th, 2023, 9 a.m. Please call roll.
Jeff Potts.
Here.
Derek Pittigo.
here,
Tim Durham.
here,
Tim Coomer.
here,
Marty Hinslow.
Here.
Ronnie Stinson.
here.
Brad Gross.
Here.
Judge Byrd.
Here. Okay, first on the agenda is we need to approve the payment of claims as presented. Do I have a motion and a second to approve those?
So moved.
Motion by Cooper.
Second.
Second by Botts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Need to approve the appropriation budget transfer. Any motion and second?
Motion?
Motion by Botts, second by Pettico. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, today we have our director of the Marywood Weldon Public Library, Amy Sindell.
I'm here to present our tax rates. I do have a printout of some of our activity for this year. Return on investment for your tax dollars.
Thank you.
You can see that we've circulated over 61,000 books alone this year. And that does not include the ebooks, the audio books, the DVDs, and things like that. We had over 7,500 participants in programs at the library. And we do have laptops that we lend out. We've loaned out 100 of those. So we've got a lot going on. You've got a lot of value for the tax dollars that we get from the community. But this year we are maintaining the current tax rates that we already have. So we're keeping the 2.9 for real property, 2.54 for personal property, and 2.39 for motor vehicle. Any questions?
Thank you, Amy.
Go ahead.
I was just thanking her.
Thank you. And so just to follow up too, in the next meeting, we'll have to pass the resolution, basically that the rates are staying the same. It'll be in the September 19th meeting, so. Next step.
Could you repeat those rates? They're not on the paper, are they?
No, not on that.
That'll be on the resolution.
They're on the resolution. It's 2.9 for real,
Okay,
2.54 for personal,
okay.
and 2.39
same rates as last year. Okay, next up, need to approve the resolution 2023-09-07A concerning rural and secondary program. I need a motion and a second.
So move.
Motion by Coomer,
Second.
second by Dillon. Any discussion? I can explain in the next one, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next up, need to approve and authorize Judge Executive Byrd to sign the revised agreement utilizing the Rural Secondary Flex Program Funds, number 16160, resurfacing of Brewster Road, Harry King Road, Orton Rigdon Road, Rogers Hill Road, and Willie Gross Road. Need a motion and a second. Motion by Gross.
Second.
Second by Stinson. This is basically, we were approved, we're getting this going. And it's basically just so we can try to get this done before the end of the fiscal year. Or not fiscal year, before the weather hits, So any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Everybody sign. Okay, next up, need to approve the resolution 2023-09-07B concerning discretionary funds. Need a motion and a second.
So move.
Motion by Coomer. Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve and authorize Judge Executive Byrd to sign the agreement with Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet discretionary funds for White's Chapel Road repairs. A motion and a second.
Make that motion.
Motion by Durham.
Second.
Second by Botts. These are more funds that we're receiving from the Transportation Cabinet in addition to what we currently receive due to requests sent in by our office here, and we're very excited to receive this from the governor's office. They actually called the other day, and we will be able to pay White's Chapel Road with this money. It's at $250-some thousand in additional funds that we're excited to receive. So, any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to ratify approval of payment for insurance policy for the 225th anniversary events. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kinslow,
Second.
second by Coomer. This is basically the email that was sent out, so we could go ahead. We're allowing the program, the group that's hosting the 225-year celebration, to do an insurance policy that they are paying for through their donations, and there's no cost to the county. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to ratify approval of payment to Glasgow Insurance Agency. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Gross.
Second.
Second by Pittigo. Any discussion? Just get the payment sent through. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the first reading of ordinance number 684 to amend the ordinance number 680 concerning personnel and policies. Need a motion and a second before I can explain.
So
Who was the motion? Was that Coomer?
Ronnie.
Ronnie was the second. So Coomer, and then second was Stinson. Okay, discussion on this is, it was a wording difference that needed to be fixed from cost of living to CPI. Basically, that was all it was a typo. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the first reading of ordinance number 685 to amend ordinance number 683 concerning building and electrical inspection fees. Need a motion and a second before I can discuss.
A motion.
Motion by Botts.
Second.
Second by Gross. This concerns the solar panel fees, basically for the solar farms that we need to get put into place before everything starts moving in that direction. So, motion and second we have. Any more discussion?
Just, what about the ones that are already in place? Do they go back and charge those people for these?
That's not a question I can answer.
Okay.
Jim's not here.
I think this is more for those like fields
Well, there's already some.
We do have some
Yeah, there's already
already,
some here.
Really?
Yeah.
I think.
but
This
that,
is
I'll
just-
find out, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I
Well,
just-
this is actually, and this is the first reading, so there'll be another reading.
Right.
Yeah, so we have in between, I'll make sure to get those answers before we do the second reading. So it's really not official until we do the second reading, so. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, need to adopt the, sorry, I went to that one, got that one. Need to adopt the 2024 compensating tax rate. Need a motion and second before we can discuss.
Motion.
Motion by Stinson.
Second.
I think Coomer got you, Gross. Second by Coomer. Discussion on this, we're excited to say this year we're able to drop the compensating rate. I think last year around this time in August, it was dropped from 14.5 to 13.9. And we're able to drop the tax rate and lower your your property tax from 13.9 to 13.5 this year. So, we're continuing to drop that property rate. Any discussion? We're adopting the compensating rate at 13.5. Any more discussion? And
Which basically ranges in the same amount of money as we had last year, correct?
I think
yes,
just a few
it's-
thousand more.
yeah, it's a few thousand more, yeah. Not huge difference, yeah. But the rate is decreasing from 13.5, or 13.9 to 13.5. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Any more discussion? Okay, we can do a roll call vote on that.
Jeff Bott,
Yes.
Derek Pittigo,
Yes.
Tim Durham,
Yes.
Tim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Gross,
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, need to approve the resolution 2023-09-07C for Barren County Health Department. I need a motion and a second.
Motion?
Motion by Botts,
Second.
second by Gross. Any discussion?
I do have a comment I want to have on record on this as far as me, and I'll be voting yes for this for 3 reasons. First of all, the board has passed the request. I've been on the administration for 5 years now, and we've been asked each year to be looking at this, and the board has passed it, and we've had several meetings. This is something that we've spent a lot of time in the conference talking. I know Tim Coomer was on the last 4 years with myself, and that's one of the questions that we would ask to other counties. And on record, 100 out of the 120 counties, we're one of the 6 that has not adopted this. So that tells me that, the other counties apparently are doing something right because they passed it. Third, I'm looking at this for our budget. I've been on the budget committee for 5 years, and to help relieve. Well, second of all, this is going to guarantee that the health department will be funded because we've been funding them just our own will doing this. And with this tax passing, and it's going to be guaranteed that the health department will be funded. And then one other point that I will make is that it's going to relieve a little bit in the budget for us to be looking personally. And when I ran, looking at one of my main concerns is to making sure the staff, Alina, the sheriff, all the department heads, that they can start looking and paying the staff what we need to be paying them. And we, unlike my business, I can work a little harder, or I can work on a Saturday or whatever to make more. We can't do this in the government. Local government is only got means of making his taxes, and it's going to affect me just as much as the next person voting this. But I see that it's something that we need to do. I just wanted it to be on record. I usually don't talk a lot, but it is a passion. I think we're making the right decision, or I think I'm making the right decision by voting yes for this, and this is the reasons why. So thank you for my time.
Thank you. Discussion? Still-
I have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Who appoints these board members?
So this board is actually already created. It's the health regional, we're part of the regional health board, and there's representatives here in Barren County that are on there for, I guess, their issues that they deal with in regards to medical. there's a representative, I think, at large, representative, I think, from American Engineers is on there, Richard Tutt. Ms. Coomer's on there, she's representing, I think, a group of medical. And I'm on the board, and I'm trying to think of, there's really not, the only appointment, I've never really had to make an appointment to the board because it's already created. We just have a spot on the board, if that makes sense.
Well, do they have term limits or anything on these
I
board
can
members?
find that out. Yeah, let me ask Matt real quick.
Yeah, I looked at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been, this board's already in place, basically. It's been in place for, I guess, I think since, well.
I mean, it looked like well-respected people on the board. I don't have a problem with that, but I just wondered how they got appointed.
I think the difference too in regards to this board is, and the other boards that we deal with, is we're a part of the regional health. Thank you, yeah. We're a part of the regional health, so, we are, it helps us in regards to what we have to pay in to have a health
Oh, I'm all right with that. I'm just curious about how these people get put on the board.
Well, here, the board members, Dr. Richard Klaus is the chair, and I'm on the board. Penny Huffman is on there, John Owsley, Kim Landron, Darcy Coomer, Jason Coomer, and Richard Tutt. In regards to how they're nominated, I can find out.
I mean, they all look well-respected. I have no problem with that. But, how do you get on that board?
Right, yes.
And if there are term limits on it.
Okay, the conversation is on the floor while I'm getting these answers, if anybody else wants to.
I've got a couple
Okay.
comments, Judge. I'm going to support it. For one thing, I think it's the right thing to do. I think it's a can that's been kicked down the road for a lot of years by a lot of administrations because they just don't want to bring it up. I think it's going to guarantee a revenue stream for the health department and not have to depend on us to write a check every year for them. It's really the one taxing district I believe that every family in Barren County at some time or another will use out of all the taxing districts that we have. So I'm in support for it. Like I said, I just believe it should be funded this way. And like I said, it's been kicked down the road for a lot of years, and I just think it needs to be brought up. Thank you.
Now, I've got a comment I'd like to make. Another way to look at this is, of course, it's already been mentioned, there's really only 6 counties in the state that do not do this for revenue, and we're one of the 6. A couple of other counties in the area, for example, Allen County funds, funds theirs at a rate of 5%. I believe Monroe County is 4%. We're only looking at a 2.5% revenue, which is quite a bit lower than that. And, that just wants to give anybody, a comparison to what others right around us are already doing. And, you can use that information however you want to.
My issue is I don't have the information in front of me that tells me how much, how many, what times the health department is used. I know what the health department was back in 1970. I gave the shots and went through the line. But I'm talking about today, how much is the health department used in the city or the county of Barren County?
Well, I guess to answer part of that question is that it is used. I mean, I've been up there, but we pay this bill no matter what. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know.
We're not really paying to support it. It's a state mandate that we have to pay. Like, so example, we paid $812,000 this year out of the general fund, and it's based upon your population. And that bill comes to this office, and we have to pay it no matter what. Do you know what I'm saying? So like it's a state mandate that every county has to support their health department. It's a state mandate. So like example, by us being a part of the regional, it keeps our rates low, and it keeps our investment low. So like your other county, like some counties like Allen County and Monroe County, they have their own health department that they manage directly, so that's why their tax rates are higher. Does that make sense? So what we're doing, we're just part of the regional, like Edmonson County is part of it, Warren County is part of it, and it allows us to keep our administrative fees lower because they manage it more from the regional aspect, to where our direct people in our health department here are doing more hands-on stuff. So that's the way I understand it.
I guess I'm one of these that,
You
they
see what I'm
say,
saying?
well, 120 is doing it, and 6 ain't, maybe we're the 6 that's doing it right. So, I mean, that's the way I always look at things. But I don't have the figures in front of me of what actually the health department does, at this day, and that's the only reason I would feel uncomfortable about voting.
Yeah, and I understand that. I think just going back to that, though, is whether they see 100 people or 10 people, we have to pay it. Yeah, I mean, it's required. It's not something we can get out of. So it's going to come out of your general fund every year, no matter what. And the reason why other counties have done it is that way is because it was set up for that purpose. Like this was set up originally for that purpose. The board was. But anyway, so yeah, Edmonson County is the last one that recently put it in. And that was in 2017 or 18, is that right? I mean, everyone else has pretty much had it going for a pretty good time. Was it 15? Okay, sorry, it's been, that's most recent. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so, I know Mr. Stinson had asked about how who gets appointed to the board, so just going off the statute, they all serve 2-year terms. It's scattered. It's a variety of different members. They get appointed. The nominations are given to the Secretary of the Cabinet for Health and Family Services. And from that list of nominees, they basically decide who would be on it. The vast majority of the people on the board, the Judge Executive is the automatic on the board. There's also one fiscal court nominee. The vast majority of the appointments are all different experts. I won't go through the entire list of the criteria, but basically you've got like a veterinarian, a doctor, and so forth, a lot of experts. That's why through the statute the nominations are done through the cabinet. That's essentially how the appointments with the board works.
I do have a couple of comments. One is how much it's used. I will say this. There was an awful lot of firefighters and people lined up there getting COVID shots when this all started. We all had to be there and get our vaccines and stuff, and they run a lot of us through there. The second thing is, just my opinion, I'm probably going to support this. I still would like more information on it, but the money we save, I would like to see a large portion of that go towards working on our roads, if we can at all. All right, that's all for me.
Yep.
Just back to the board appointments that our county attorney just mentioned, these are all experts in the field of health, and it was a unanimous decision from their board to bring this to the court, and something they've been wanting for years, and I trust they know a lot more about this than I could ever know, and I take I respect their positions, and that's one reason I'll be a yes vote.
And going back to the amount they receive will not change. Does that make sense? So like, whatever amount we wrote them that check for is the amount that would still be the amount. Does that make sense? So even if it's generated, let's just say that it generates more money than that money that's generated would be put into their, basically for the upkeep of the facility, the maintenance and stuff like that you're responsible for right now as well.
Well, if you do raise it the percentage, but yet you're giving the money to the road department, I'm a little confused on that.
So, okay, so going back to that, okay. So this tax basically would take care of the payment to the health department. So that would take off that $813,000 that's coming out of the general fund. What he's saying is that $813,000 that we wouldn't have to write that check for next year him and Ronnie are saying, if we could take that money and put it into, you know what I'm saying, like, in addition, is what they're saying. And, you know, and honestly, and you all know this, we've got major issues in our roads in Barren County, and we've been trying to go at them like crazy, and we are, I feel like in the last, we've been in here for what, almost 9 months, I feel like we've done a lot, but I think we can do a lot more, and I do plan to really make sure we do that, so, that's what he's getting at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, if it will help the roads of Barren County, I would be for this. But I mean, that's the issue. Our roads in Barren County, infrastructure is what's killing this county.
Right, and in addition to that too, in addition to this money, we're gonna continue to go after, every ounce of extra money we can in the transportation cabinet. I mean, and I do feel like transportation and DLG is working with us hand in hand to knock out, low water fords. They're working with us to pave roads, fix roads, and, I think you're gonna see, and honestly, I can guarantee you're gonna see a lot of improvement in your roads in Barren County in the next few years, so.
I want to make another comment that I made earlier for roads, but again, on my point, if one of the things that the reason I'm supporting it, if we don't have the employees at the road department and pay them what we have to, we're not going to have the people to even do the road stuff. So I'm saying again on the point to where we can get, I know they're underhanded right now, and if we don't, it's just example of what we're looking at. Yeah, we want the roads, but if we don't have the quality of people to go do the roads and not paying them, it doesn't matter what we have, we're not going to be able to get it done. So there again, that's one of the reasons why that I'm like to have that extra, yes, to put in the roads, but to have the quality people to do what our department heads need, the quality of people to do these jobs.
I agree.
Yeah.
You just gotta look at
And
the
we
people
just-
of Barren County and how they're suffering right now.
I understand.
Any more taxes added on to them is a very hardship on a lot of people of Barren County.
Well, a way to look at this too, Tim, to help you out is that in the past 12 months, 13 months, we are now dropping a total of 1 off of the property tax. So this additional tax is 2.5. So you're really only in the past 2 years increasing it by 1.5, if that makes sense. So in a $100,000 home, basically it's a difference of $15. Yep, that's really honestly to lay it out. That's exactly how it is. I mean, really the difference in regards to, they dropped the property tax from 14.5 to 13.9 last August. We're dropping the property tax from 13.9 to 13.5 this year. And I honestly can say, Barren County is continuing to grow, and we're going to keep growing. I mean, you're going to get more houses here. We're going to have new development. So our money is income that's coming in will continue to go up, and we'll be able to drop that rate in the next few years. And honestly, I think we're going to continue to drop our property rate, I would say, the next few years, and honestly, you might get even further down to the difference, really.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortable that that
I do.
can happen.
I feel confident that we'll take the compensating rate the next 2 or 3 years with the growth in Barren County. I do feel confident with that. Anybody else can say anything to that too, if I'm not completely wrong. I'm just, based upon the growth, I do feel like that will happen. Any more discussion? Okay. We will do a roll call vote.
Derek Pettigo,
No.
Tim Durham,
No.
Tim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Red Gross,
Yes.
Jeff Bott,
Yes.
Motion carries. Going into the next, we need to approve the Trash Master Classic Lakeshore Cleanup request. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer,
Second.
second by Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the result of a reverse salt auction. We got 3 bids in, and Susan and Jamie have reviewed them. and they would like to go with the low bid and also based upon previous work experience with Compass. And it is right here. It was $116.50 price per ton. So do I have a motion and a second to go with Compass Minerals to purchase the salt?
So moved.
Motion by Coomer,
Second.
second by Mr. Stinson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the agreement with American Engineers for professional services for Pine Ridge Road. I need a motion and a second before I can discuss it. Motion by Groves. Second by Kinslow. Basically, this is, we have some major issues going on at Pine Ridge Road. American Engineers, they're going to develop a plan to be able to fix that. It will cause a little bit of just road closure for like an afternoon for them to do that. We'll make sure and get that word out to the general public, and we'll try to do it the best time possible to allow people to not affect their travel. But this will be a major improvement to that road because I do feel like that's an emergency type situation. So, to have a motion, do you have the motion and second? All in favor? It's $6,240 for the engineering preliminary work. Okay. Motion, the motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we got one more. Need to amend the motion from March 31st, 2023 to approve the purchase of a 2,500 crew cab truck for the road department not to exceed $50,000 state price. The amend basically is not to exceed, we need to amend it to $52,000. I need a motion and second before I can.
Motion.
Motion by Bonds.
Second.
Second by Cameron. Basically, it is just the light package. When they added the light package onto the truck, it took it over that $50,000 mark. And so, that's it. We actually have a truck that can find that works for us. So we need to go ahead and get this. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Before we adjourn, thank you all so much for coming today. Just to remind everybody, we have a birthday party this afternoon at 5 o'clock here, right in front of the courthouse. There will be a cake at the end at 6 o'clock. Sweetheart Bakery is providing. It's completely fat-free, I promise. Actually, it's not. But it will be delicious, we know that. We have a lot of people that put a lot of time into this event coming up this weekend, so we hope to see everybody out. You have, starting tonight, you have the welcome ceremony, the cake, a vintage style show. Tomorrow you have a antique car show in Cave City. You have a parade that you'll see me and Helena in, special attire. And that'll be over at Cave City at 6 o'clock. We have to see everybody over there. Battle of the Bands is over at Cave City as well. On Saturday, it will be all day long here on the square. There'll be all kinds of great things. You'll have your farmer's market. And I think they're shooting for a fireworks display that evening around, I think it's being shot off somewhere in the downtown area, so you might be able to see them in all different areas. But it'll be at 9 p.m. on Saturday night. And on Sunday, they actually are going to have a church service here on the courthouse lawn at 11 o'clock is when it starts with the church, the choir. 10 a.m. is gospel singers. It goes pretty much on a bunch of reunions that are going on that afternoon. But like Mr. Bott said, there's been a lot of hard work put into this, and make sure and come out and support these individuals. And I think that's it. Any other things to add? Next Wednesday, we are having the community pep rally, September the 13th, for Barren County and Glasgow schools. We hope to see everybody here. I've already signed each of the magistrates up to get in the Duncan booth. No, just Mike. Mike Richardson's the only one we signed up. And then September 12th, we have it also at Cave City for the Caverna schools. And I would like to see you all come out there and support. And I think that's it. The next regular meeting will be September the 19th at 9 a.m. Any more announcements?
Motion to
Okay,
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, Coomer, and then who was the second? Bott. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.